Hey folks, welcome back to Trail and Hike. This time we are going to take a little walk on the north side. We're actually going to walk along the dike of the river. Going under the Sunderway Bridge right now. So if you watched our other video and you're back, thanks for round 2 and giving us a second chance. And if you haven't seen the first video, go ahead and take a look at it. Like I said, it's going to take a while to get a little better at what we do, but we just want to take you along where we go today. So today, here is the river. Look how high that is. Look at the trees over there. Let me zoom up. We got a lot of rain. Let me pan over there. See those trees in the river? They're completely submerged. Usually that's a big island there. Over there, but yeah, we got it definitely yesterday. It rained a lot, and you can see it's still cloudy. I'm glad the rain stopped so we can get out. Over to the left here, you'll see this red building is the Corning Fire Department. And if you remember from the first video, that big black building out there in the distance, that's the original Corning Incorporated. Well, it was the Corning Glass Works and Corning Incorporated when they switched headquarters. Over here is the stadium. This is called War Memorial Stadium, and Dwight D. Eisenhower actually opened the stadium up when it opened. I'm not sure the exact date, I'll have to check, but this is my old high school. It used to be Corning Painted Post East High, because there used to be an East and a West. And now it's combined, and they've added on millions of dollars. Gorgeous facility now, but that's my school there. And as we see over here, oh, just look how high that river is. You can see how it's coming up there. And right across from us is Corning that we walked in our first video. Well, it was one of the walks. We'll do many more walks over there. Wow, that's traveling pretty quick for sure. And this is the path we'll be taking. It's right along the dike. 1972, there was a pretty bad flood here. And believe it or not, I don't know if it gives it justice how big these dikes are. The water crested over and flooded all of Corning in the 72 flood, and that was pretty bad when Hurricane Agnes came through. Up in the distance, you'll see as we get closer, that is where they make corral ware. I kind of showed you that in the first one. Here's another glimpse of the stadium. They actually put down turf on this a few years ago. It used to be grass when I played on it. And they are now called the Corning Hawks. We used to be called the Corning Trojans. Corning East High Trojan. It was the Corning West High Vikings. But now it's just the Hawks. The waterfowl are definitely love it. Lots of geese and ducks are taking advantage of the high water, but man, that is really high. That came right up. It's flowing really fast too. You can see the remnants of the island out there, but normally all those trees are sitting on the island. They're just submerged right now. And I hope you guys are doing good with now that we're still dealing with the COVID-19. Had to get out. It was rainy all day yesterday. We couldn't get really out of the house yesterday. So today we decided to get out, even though it's a little overcast, well, a lot overcast, to get out and enjoy the day. But I hope you guys are staying safe and being healthy. And hopefully all we can do is just hold hands and walk through this together, and hopefully it'll be over sooner than later. I myself, I've had a couple heart surgeries, so I'm in that more increased risk, so I might take a little more precaution than other people might who are healthy. And my parents who are older as well, my dad has heart condition and diabetes, so he's got the triple threat. So we're kind of being a little extra precautious. Hopefully they will have, by this fall, I'm assuming by this fall, if they do clinical tests, they'll have the vaccine for it. So, but other than that, I hope you're staying healthy and come along with us if you want. We'll get you out of the house if you can't get out of the house. I'm gonna get out as much as I can every day. So like I said, right there in the distance, that's where they make the Corral ware. Let me see if I can zoom up. Sometimes my zoom goes. See that? That's the plant right there. Corning used to own it, and then they sold the rights to the dishware and the kitchen stuff to World Kitchen. Now World Kitchen makes most of that stuff, but that's the plant that made it, even when it was Corning, and now World Kitchen. And you can see over here, I'm walking around the back side of the school. So I'm assuming they're not going to be able to have school the rest of this year. I'm just guessing, but I mean, we're on pause here in New York State till the 15th no matter what, and then it's going to be a slow process of opening it. So I'm assuming that they're either going to have to finish working from home, which they might already be doing actually for the school year, but my heart goes out to all the seniors across the country too, who might have been in sports and band or plays or whatever the case may be, and they can't finish their senior year doing all their activities because of what happened. But I think this is going to be, hopefully they won't see this again in their lifetime, so hopefully they won't have to go through this again. But yeah, so all this is an add-on up here. So all up here, this part, it's a beautiful gym they made in there. It's almost like a collegiate level. No comparison to the gym that used to be there when I went here. And now where Corning West High School was, they actually made that, into the middle school, combined middle school. Because there used to be Northside Blodgett and CFA. And then they just combined them two. They took advantage of the Corning West High School and made that the middle school. So as you see, we're walking along the dike here. This is the Chemung River, which you see over here to the right. This goes, I believe this goes where I live. Actually, the Canisteo River and Tioga River combine almost right where I live, right around there. And it flows into the Chemung here. And like I said, the Chemung Canal used to be a feeder canal for the Erie Canal. So this used to be all dredged through here. So Corning back in the day, besides the trains, could get their stuff out on boat. So they used to dredge this canal quite often. It's still right behind this plant right here. It is still super, super deep. There's some huge muskie in there. I'll tell you, for river fishing, there's some big fish in there. It's really deep. It's nice we're starting to see the trees turn green again. We'll be coming up soon to the fields up here where they play softball and tennis and baseball. The stadiums where they play soccer, lacrosse, football. I'm sure I'm missing some. There's a highway over in the distance. It's I-86 that you can see. Yeah, Corning's definitely a nice town. Nice town to grow up in and raise my kids in, that's for sure. I might have thought it was a little boring when I was younger, but I sure appreciate it now. Between the people and everything, it's a great town. You can see the fields over here. Baseball field, softball field, tennis courts. The practice football field. And this is on the Corning north side. Like I said, it's pretty much split in two parts. There's Corning north side and Corning south side. Our first walk, which is across the river, is the south side, and this is considered Corning north side. So as you can see, right here is the baseball field where the Hawks play. And behind that is the tennis courts and the softball field where the girls softball plays. And that's the alma mater there you see for the Hawks. There's a little, the colors of the old school used to be maroon for East High, maroon and white, and green for West High. As you can see, if I can zoom in here, when they did this, the eyes, there's green and red in the eye, which symbolizes Corning East High and Corning West High, which is pretty neat that they did that. But they're called the Hawks now. And as we head through, keep going on our dike path here. Yeah, so hopefully you guys will give us a like so we can build up a little bit and take you along with us, and hit the subscribe button and become part of our family. And this summer we have lots of plans to go different places, hike in Adirondacks, because I'm sure stuff is still going to be pretty much outside oriented come summer, so we're going to do a lot of outside, but we'll take you with us, and we'd love for you to come. We were in the process of, we were looking at campers because we'd always tent camped, and I'd never been able to afford a camper. And so finally they got some decent prices on campers, so we went looking and started going to different I guess the camper dealerships or whatever you call them, or RV dealerships. And we were getting close, and then everything hit at once. So we said, it's no sense spending money now because most of the campsites are going to be closed. And so we're just going to continue to use the tent, which is, I like the tent just as much. You just don't have some of the amenities, but I think it's real camping. Or they call it, if you use the camper, glamping or something. But yeah, I still like using the tent. Well, as you can see, the feeder over here, there's a lot of water. That came in pretty good. There's another shot of the plant that makes the Corning wire. There's a fisherman over there in the distance I see. Good fish over there. This area of the country is really good fishing. We got the Finger Lakes here, where when the glaciers were retreating during the Ice Age, it left pockets of water, which are Finger Lakes. Like I'm going to forget some, but there's Keuka, Seneca, Cayuga, Lamoka, Juanita, Canandaigua. It's a beautiful area, lots of wineries, a lot of stuff to do. But great fishing. And I remember one time when I was younger, if anyone's from Corning and the surrounding areas watching this, I don't know if you remember when this whole hill was on fire. Back in the 80s, I believe it was. I think this is called Denmark Hill. And the entire hill, all the way, was on fire. I still remember that from the 80s. It was just like a cloud of smoke just covered the area. That lasted for definitely a few days. But this is nice. This dike runs, for the most part, quite a long ways along the river. Now the river continues this way, going towards Big Flats, Elmira, that way. And then it eventually goes to Binghamton. Let's see, yeah. So it just goes right down there. And over here, the dike that we're going to continue keeping on. This is actually another, this is a creek, this is actually Post Creek. As I was younger, my grandma lived close over to here, and I spent many times, or many days I should say, over here at Post Creek. I gotta put my gloves on. It's a little chilly. It's still only in the low 40s today. If you're in a warm part of the country, man, I'm ready for some warm weather. I envy you guys. I'm putting my gloves on, so if it's a little shaky, I apologize. Put my right hand glove on, I guess. So as we make this curve, we'll be following along Post Creek. And this here, the school, it's all school property now, but this used to be a baseball field where I used to play Little League on, until they made a lot better Little League field. But this was nice. This was Corning Northside Little League that we used to play there. Now it's all played down at Denison Park. And they got 3 fields down there for the different age groups to play. And Corning is also the birthplace for Cinderella softball. So girls softball, gosh, they had the World Series here every year. I remember teams from around the world would come and play here. So I guess you figure you got Cooperstown, which is what, 2 hours from us, and then you got Williamsport, Little League Hall of Fame, and Corning with softball. So pretty much the hub of baseball right around here, for sure. Now we're gonna make this turn. Right over there you can see, I don't know if you can see through the trees, but that's I-86. That goes from, that connects to, gosh, 86 goes to Jamestown, I think. Jamestown, New York, and goes all the ways towards New York City. To the Frog's Neck Bridge, I guess it's called the Muriel Coleman Bridge now. But this is a nice walk through here on the dikes. Gives you a chance to get out and still not have to worry as much about social distancing with people around. You can definitely see on all the trees. Look at these forsythia bushes. Over here's the forsythia bushes. Green over there, see all the green they're getting? I mean yellow for forsythia bushes, but everything's getting green finally. Well, it should, it's almost May. Past couple, we haven't got much of a spring the past couple springs. It goes almost from cold weather and winter right into summer around here. Our falls are gorgeous, but the springs don't last too long, that's for sure. There's not a big semblance of spring. But this is a nice little walk. Not a heck of a lot to see, but a little bit of, just a little bit of a like nature walk, if you minus the cars and tractors, trailers going by on 86, I guess. But at least you can get outside without having to worry about people all around. It wasn't bad though on our first video, if you watch that, walking around Corning. I'm gonna do some more in-depth videos on like the history, because there's so much history around here. So I'll do some more videos walking around Corning and show you some more stuff like the Rockwell Museum of Glass and Corning Museum of Glass. But today, since it rained all day yesterday, I just wanted to get out of the house and bring you along with me, so and maybe we get to know each other a little better. We haven't had many views yet, only I think 13 views on the first video, so if you happen to come across it, go and check it out. I'm just going to try to make a positive channel and let you guys come along on the adventures we do. I'm going to try to possibly do The highest point in New York is in the Adirondacks, and it's called Mount Marcy. And I want to do that this year and get to the top and try to show people if you've had some heart surgeries or heart disease, and you can still do it. We all have our own vices, but mine happens to be my heart. So I'm going to try to do everything I can to get healthier this summer, because I haven't been eating the best. I've been eating horrible. Being stuck in all the side, it's just absolutely horrible, the stuff you got to eat. You can only go shopping every so often. See, over here is Post Creek. You see the trees starting to bloom. What do you guys got any good recipes you've been doing at home that might be healthy that you can share with me or share with us, and maybe we can try? Because the thing that's hard is I go shopping usually maybe once a week to do a pickup order. Like before, you just run before when you wanted, and you could get fresh veggies or cook that night, whatever you wanted to pick up, you could go grab it. But now I don't dare go to the store barely at all. Barely ever. So as you can see, there's the creek there. Let me zoom in on it. See that? That's Post Creek. That runs, I believe, from, it might be Seneca Lake down here to the river. I know it goes up towards 414 that goes to Watkins. It's a nice creek, got nice trout in it. But yeah, if you guys got some food ideas, please share them or let me know. And I definitely gotta start eating better. I'm getting the exercise part a little better. I've been going out every day I can when it's not raining. I'm trying to do like 5 to 8 miles a day that I've built up to from walking. So the exercise part's coming, but the eating part's the horrible part. Getting close to the end now. This is 86 here that you see right here where you see the actual wall there. That never used to be there. 86 actually used to go right through downtown Corning, tractor trailers and all. So they did this bypass back in well, I guess they started in the late 80s, 90s, and so now it all goes around Corning. So you can probably hear the traffic, I'm sure, because we're pretty close to the thing right now. But nice little fishing hole down here. Alright. We're getting very, very close to the end of this one. Then we're going to walk through a few alleyways on the north side on the way back the other way. Try to switch it up and go different routes when I walk, and it's amazing the little things you see when you're walking compared to driving. When you actually take the time to look around. Some of the dogwoods are blooming. I love when dogwoods bloom. I think they're one of my favorite trees. The different colors they have with the purples and pinks and whites, and I love dogwoods. Look at this pine tree. It looks like the top was cut off. See that? Kind of stops right there. I don't know if they cut it off on purpose or I'm not sure. So I'll post this one tonight. not going to do a lot of editing. I'm just going to have you just experience the way I experience it. Once I get more into it, I might do, if it's a longer trip, of course I'm going to have to do editing, but these shorter walks and stuff. So shoot me down in the comments where you guys are from when you watch this. Now this is Pulteney Street. Excuse me for sniffing. Can't blow my nose with one hand. So if you stayed straight on this street, this goes all the way through Corning, goes through Painted Post. It goes into a little town called Cooper's Plains. If you're staying straight on it. And it keeps going all the way to Savona and out to Bath that way going north. So this street goes quite a long ways. Right here's where it ends though, but it goes straight for quite a long ways. This is a dead end street on the north side. Can't wait for it to look green. It still looks like it still looks and feels like a winter day or a late fall day, being in the 40s. And the only thing that's a bonus is everything blooming. Oh, there's a pretty tree turning pink. Robin down there sitting. A lot of big robins, must be getting ready to have babies, getting ready to lay eggs. That's a pretty tree. See a big nest up there in the tree too. Right there in the center almost. These are pretty big trees. And there's just starting to bud. These big ones. Can't wait till they're green. The forsythias are beautiful though. They're blooming everywhere. I went south. My parents were in Myrtle Beach when all this started. So Sherry and my daughter and my sister, we went down to Myrtle Beach because they stayed down there in the winter. And we had planned on going down for St. Patrick's Day anyway. So we went down and that's when everything started to close, which was weird at Myrtle Beach, having all the big attractions and stuff closing. That was open the first few days we were there. And then it just started all closing down. And my parents usually stayed till, well, this is St. Patrick's week. My parents usually stayed till April, and then they come home. But when they drive, because my parents are in their 80s, when they drive, they usually make 3 stops on the way home. Because why not? They're in no rush, and my dad doesn't like driving like he used to. Like he used to drive straight through before. But so now they stop, so it worked out good that we happened to be down there when everything happened, and we were able to get my parents home. My sister drove my parents' car, and I drove my car, of course, and my mom rode with me and Dad rode with my sister, and we were able to get them home on a straight trip because my sister and I drove straight through, so they didn't have to risk staying at hotels, being in their 80s. My dad with his heart and diabetes, going to gas station, because the gas station pumps are horrible. I saw that news thing where they tested all those gas station handles, and I'm talking, even after this is over, you should use hand sanitizer or glove. They found like the craziest stuff on them, on all the ones they tested. It's one of the dirtiest things to touch. But anyways, we were able to get them home. And they didn't have to worry about the pumping gas or staying at a hotel or taking the chance for 3 days on the way home. It just worked out perfect that we were able to get them home. So except for Colin, they pretty much have been inside for the last month, like I have, except for our walks. I mean, they still get out and do places, but we're a pretty close family, so it was weird not having Easter dinner together, which I'm sure a lot of you folks experienced, and birthdays or get-togethers. So and just that was one of the things that worked out though with everything that happened. We just happened to be down there when it kind of everything started. I know it happened a little bit earlier, but as far as the closings, everything started happening like early March. So we just happened to be there when everything went down. So now we're going down an alleyway. Corning is full of alleys on the north side and the south side. Lots and lots of alleyways. So this one heads back towards the school that we first started. That's why it's nice to get out and go back alleys, and that's what I did a few years ago. I had the opportunity to go to Italy, and instead of like going to all, I did of course see all the tourist places like everyone else, but I spent time exploring the back alleys and the places where you see the real life of people that live there. And I kind of like that here in my hometown too. I do a lot of alleyways, and you get to see stuff you don't normally experience or see on the main streets when you're driving. There's some nice big pots, a lot of nice yards. Three of my cousins live over here where I'm walking. So look at this for Cynthia bush. Look at that. Look at that color. Isn't that beautiful? That's pretty. Look at this tree. Isn't that a pretty tree? So you wouldn't see this stuff going the main streets. What's this sign say? Oh, look at that sign. Squirrel crossing. Alright. Yeah, it's a nice day. I mean, the only thing I like about when it's this weather, to pull the positives out of it, is no bugs. It's not humid, you're not sweating. I mean, I do got a sweatshirt on and a like a light jacket for this time of year, but at least I'm not sweating, being humid and bugs, so I try to take the positives out of it. There's a couple bears over there, as you can see. You see them? That's cute. Bears doing a handstand. There's just some neat things you see doing the alleyways. Right, and here we continue. Sorry, I had to transfer. I gotta figure out how to transfer the record right to the SD card rather than transferring it. Took me just a second. But we're almost down the end of the alley. Buffalo Bills fan, parking only. There you go. I have to admit, I am a Buffalo Bills fan. Born and raised here. So they are a local team here, so show pity on me. Actually, we got a pretty decent team finally after 20 years. But I'm going to be doing a little Bills channel too for any NFL fans, talking some NFL football and stuff. And we're almost done with this one. See, a nice little alleyway right down through there. Like I said, most of the streets have that, which is nice. I know not a heck of a lot to see on this walk, but still, for most of you, seeing something you've probably never seen before. More for Cynthia bushes over to the right. They're just so pretty. It's too bad they weren't yellow year-round. They turn green, but they're most beautiful in the spring. Here's these. Sorry about the wind. Probably gonna hear some wind. We're getting a little gust. And this is actually the entrance to the school. Sorry if you're getting some of the wind noise coming through. And here's the front of the school that I walked behind when we started the walk. And this is actually the gymnasium right here. So as you can see how big it is, this is literally almost like a collegiate gymnasium. As you can see that, isn't that massive? Pretty big for a high school, at least big for us around here, I should say. It might not be big. You guys might even have bigger ones. I'm sure you do. But for our area, it's pretty, really, compared to what we've had before, it's big. If you figure there's only about 10,000 people in Corning. 10 to 12,000. I'm not sure what the new census is, but it's not a big city. We get more tourists than we get people that live here, that's for sure. So we're going to take this walkway. Hopefully that wind isn't too bad. And this goes over to the part of the school that used to be the main entrance when I went here. And as you can see there in the distance, if you watched the first video, let me get there. Sorry about the zoom, guys. There is little Joe again. See him over there? The blue top and the tower. The first video I walked right up to it and showed it to you. That's pretty much represents Corning. You can see it from most areas in Corning. And this part of the school is where, right here, this is where the pool is, and I think they're making it nicer, expanding it or making it nicer. They're doing a lot of construction right here, but that's where the pool is housed. And there's the flag half mast for all the people who passed away with the COVID-19. God bless the U.S. So lucky to live in this country. I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, Independent, you don't vote. We're all beautiful people here, and we're all part of the best country in the world. Of course, we got our faults, but still the best place in the world. There's the flag flying. Yeah, I won't ever talk politics on here or religion, because whatever you do that makes you happy, that's what you are and who you are, and no one should tell you different. We're going to be all positive on here. But I can say this is the best country in the world. We are all lucky to live here. Politics just isn't worth talking about for me when you're trying to make friends and with people, because some people take it too seriously. And I don't have any control over it either way. So there's the stadium that we're talking about. We're walking along right now. I played many football games on that field. You can still see little Joe over there through the fence. And this is the entrance to where I used to go into school. See, over here's the pool where they're doing the construction. And this used to be the main entrance of Corning. It used to say Corning Painted Post East High School there, but obviously now it's just the Corning Hawks. And as you can see, a little different view of the stadium. The track that they put in, the new track, and the new long jump. You can see the long jump pit. Nice facilities. And there is the Corning Painted Post East High School, or Corning Painted Post High School, sorry. My sisters, let's see, 2 of my sisters and brother went to West, and me and my youngest sister, we went to East High. So we were the Trojans, and they were the Vikings, but now we're all the Hawks. So this is the back area of the school. And as you can see over there, let me zoom in. There is, let me get back over here. Pan it. There is Corning, south side, and that is the Rockwell Museum, which I kind of showed you a little bit on my first video. And out behind it, up there, up here, it's too zoomed in, right there is CFA. That used to be the old middle school. Now it's apartments. That used to be the old middle school. But yes, that is the south side. That's where most of the businesses are over there. The north side is more residential. There's a few businesses, but the Corning Glass Center and all the tourist stuff as far as the Glass Center is concerned is on this side over here on the north side, which I showed you a picture. We'll give you more in depth too. There's so much to see. I just wanted to bring you today. And there's St. Mary's over on the hill, and it's a very beautiful city even on a gloomy day. Looks like they got a lot more construction to do. Walking on the back side, and that is the dike we walked on when we first started. Sorry again for getting some wind in there. And like I said, hopefully you guys are going to join the family, and if you watch us, keep watching. I'm going to keep posting all the time. And like I said, you can follow along with us and give us some comments, and we'll try to correspond with as many as we can. And the wind is really picking up. It wasn't bad at all when I first started. As you can see by the goalposts up there, it's blowing now. You can see on the top. Get one of those. I think they make the shields, don't they? Oh, I got one of those. You know what we can use for the wind is one of them puffy microphones that cuts down on the wind. That's what we can use. I have to just start carrying that with me all the time in case we do get some wind. That wind is really blowing though. There's the fire department. You can see the flag in the windsock over there. It is really blowing. See that? It's pretty windy. So that's where the wind's coming from. So I do apologize if it is windy on here. Really dark clouds too. The only thing I like about dark clouds is sometimes the colors really come out. The greens and everything, and the different colors are really different in the sunshine. That wind is really picking up though. There's the old headquarters again, the Corning. Right over there. The big black building. And right below that is the Corning Glass Center. That is the tourist attraction. And over there is the library. Not the library, the fire department, sorry. And we're walking back under the bridge we started. You can hear the birds must be having a nest here, some babies. I don't know if you can hear them, that's cute. And there is little Joe again, visible from everywhere. Alright folks, well, this is going to do it for the video. I hope you enjoyed the little walk. I was going to go farther, but the wind, I'm afraid, is going to make the sound really bad because it's just picking up more and more. There's the, they're coming back up. Over there is Guthrie, one of the medical centers. That's, I'm sure they've been busy, and God bless all you frontline people, doctors, nurses, medical staff, workers, EMTs, policemen, firemen, everyone that protects us on a daily basis. Thank you. And one shot of the headquarters. And thank you for coming along today, and we'll do another one. Hopefully if it's nice tomorrow, we'll be out tomorrow. But until then, have a good day. Don't forget, subscribe, tell your friends about us, share us, hit the bell, hit the like button, and we will talk to you tomorrow. Okay? Bye. This is Trail and Hike signing off.